This one of those kids that used to like.
Oh snap!
I can't get it.
So when you gonna go?
Is that not me?
That's Thursday.
That's gonna be what
When
it
you
is.
gonna go to the store, you know, I put it on your banner. I'm putting the banner up. So they won't see it.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yes.
We chilling in here in the studio.
I know.
Can y'all hear me? It's your man, DVS Ahmad. Let me see if I can get this mic a little bit closer. It's your man, DVS Ahmad. RPB, you know what it is. My apologies to everybody. I know we're starting a little late, but what you're about to get right now, believe me when I tell you, it is completely worth it. Now, it's a couple of people in here I see already. Make sure you share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Share the video. I need to introduce my co-host real quick. Y'all say what's up to Just Joy. That's that beautiful lady right there on the end that you see. Joy, say what's up to everybody.
Hi, Just Joy Media. Thank you for tuning in. So good to see you. Retired people's behavior.
What's up, Patrick? And the man sitting right here to my left. Listen, y'all do not know how serious this is. Share this video right now. I'm trying to wait for y'all to catch on to what's about to happen in the world right now. The man sitting to my left. Some of y'all, I don't know. Maybe y'all don't know who he is. This man. He is responsible. If you ever heard of the Flowers in the Attic party, he is responsible for, or if you ever see people with those kind of esoteric t-shirts that say F.I.D.A, the F period, I period, D period, A period, when you see those, that's who has created, this is the man whose brainchild that is. If you ever come to the Humble Beginnings party and you see the banner on the back wall by the kitchen that says ThinkSoul's, brainchild or partial brainchild, he's the co-brainchild of this man right here. Also, if you remember, y'all remember a little party, it used to be a little industry party in Newark's downtown area on Academy Street many years ago. You know, a little tiny party. It was an industry party. But a lot of people that you all dance to right now came through that party. That party was called Demonstrations in New Sound. And one of the people who brought you that party is the man right here to my left. If you went to Club Shelter, anytime you went to Club Shelter in the 90s, if you read some of the press that was out there, it was probably written by this man right here. If you went to Club Zanzibar and there was fruit and some water sitting over on the little situation over there in the corner before Bird got there, this is who set out your little goodies and things like that. Now, if you remember a record label, right, that was created by, well, first of all, you would have to know what Club Zanzibar is. You know, we talked about that. You would have to know who Tony Humphries is. Tony Humphries was one of the DJs at the Zanzibar. And when he decided to do his own record label, guess who he tapped on the shoulder to come and manage his label? Now, this is one of the first people, huh?
Not at first.
That's okay. He still tapped you. It's all right. We're going to get to all of it. Now, this is one of the first people I thought of when I thought of doing a show, and I thought of talking to artists or people in the underground dance music industry. This was the first person in my head, the first lot. Well, there were two people who popped in my head. One of them I'm still working on, and y'all going to have to wait for that because I'm working. But the other one is sitting right here. Again, this is the third time. So if you have to go back in the archives, you have to go back on the GS Radio North, you have to go back on our Ustream, and you have to dig up, if you want some history, some good old history, we go start with, because this past week was the Chosen Few picnic. There was something that you said last night that sparked this conversation that we're about to embark on, but let me just introduce you. For those of you that do not know, for those of you who have been stuck under a rock for the past 40 years, this is Mr. Kris Flowers. Yeah, we're not even doing the in-house because I know out there, look at that. Do y'all see? Yeah, they going to jail. I already know. What's up to everybody in the room? Stacy and Steve Davis, what's up? What's up to everybody? Make sure y'all share the video. We are talking to Mr. Kris Flowers today. Yeah, kind of. I know he's like, this is a bullshit because I got tricked into this. I know that's what he's thinking, but I did actually mention it last night when we were talking because I was going to bring him by the studio. But before I get into this conversation, there's something that I really need to do quickly because I tagged my mom in this, and today is her birthday. and I need to say happy birthday to my mom. She's out probably with her grandchildren somewhere because that is her favorite thing in the world to do. So I need to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother. Happy birthday to you. Love you, regardless of what happens. I love you.
You gotta sound up.
And enjoy your birthday. I don't have a whole lot to give, but I can give the talents that you gave me. I can always give that back to you. So if y'all out there and y'all know my mother, I don't know where she is. She might be driving. So y'all tag her with the video. Now somebody, please. Did you? Okay. So we're going to get into talking to Kris Flowers real quick. What's up, Shumaka? What's up, Marie?
Hey, Shumaka.
Tariq. Peace Relief. Everybody, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mr. Kris Flowers, how are you, sir?
Where's your track?
This is not my interview. This is not what we're doing right now. See, this is how he was the press person, so he's used to asking the question.
All the producers that you know.
I did one track. I'm gonna do another one. I plan to. If y'all see, never mind. I ain't gonna even talk about it. We gonna work on it. That's what we gonna do.
Shumaka, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to have called you. Gave me the number last year at the Linden Festival. I heard it was really nice this year. I didn't get a chance to go, but my apologies for not giving you a call. I'm sorry.
He'll get over it. We were talking last night about how, obviously, we always talk about music. And because the Chosen Few picnic in Chicago was this past week, right? Awesome. And I picked up Nunu and Simone, and I saw Crystal and Renee, some of the people from Jersey who flew out there to enjoy themselves in Chicago. Now, and you said something, and this is gonna make a lot of people hot. You said Chicago is where house music started.
Of course.
And you went into the explanation.
Of course.
So go ahead.
Of course. Well, we could roll it back to like 1984, even before then, but 83, 84 is when I heard house music from Chicago. We didn't call it house music. It was club music to us. Here, like this, going to the ĺove or the Garage or Zanzibar, it was club music. No word in our vocabulary deeming something danceable was house. I remember being on the stage at Zanzibar. It's 1984, maybe, and I was dancing on the stage. Larry Patterson was playing. What was it? Got Found a Way by Russ Brown. He played this record right after it, blended it in. I thought it was Bra by Salami. And it had this very electronic, like, stutter. I'm like, what the heck? And from that point on, it just exploded. That was, I would say, Zanzibar's introduction to Chicago house. Now that term, from what I gather, from what I've read, what I've heard from people from Chicago say that it came from the Warehouse Club in Chicago, which a lot of us here, I'm sure, had no knowledge of back in '83. There was no, of course, no cell phones, no way of communicating, so we didn't know that. But that Warehouse Club, I guess people were going to record shops looking for that music that was played in the warehouse, and the retailers in the store had warehouse records on them. I think they cut it short to house records. And when pages would come in or client, people want to buy records. Where are those house records? I guess they gave the warehouse, like we do Zanz. We didn't really say Zanzibar. We cut it short, all Zanz. So they probably also cut warehouse short. Yo, where's those house records? And they have signed the section house records, and boom, that was where it came. And it's Chicago. It's a Chicago creation. They birthed it. we just put the gospel in it.
Oh,
We put the gospel in it. We put the jazz in it.
we put that spank on it.
Yeah, we put, Newark has such a rich music history.
Absolutely.
So many churches in Newark. And those early producers just took probably the drum patterns of that Chicago sound and just tailored it to their own and put all those nuances, those jazzy chords, or those gospel chords, and got those big singers to come and sing on those records, and it made it very, R&B, up-tempo R&B-ish, sort of like giving house music a smooth sort of club sound. I mean, and the three major producers at that time were, of course, HB Records and B.O.P., Blaze, and Smack, and this guy named James Bratton. They were the architects of that Jersey sound at that time.
Wow.
And I think HB Records, he would say he's the first house music label, and I would give him that. But
Ace Money?
Ace Money, I would say that. Yeah, Paul Scott did a record called Off the Wall, and me and Basil Thomas from Jersey City,
Yes, sir.
we were supposed to dance behind Paul Scott at the Zanzibar.
Yeah, it is.
So we rehearsed, but we never got a chance to dance. That was in 86, 85, 86.
Wow.
His bass used to come to the Zanzibar a lot. He was an awesome dancer. All the guy was bad. Him and his boy, I can't think his name right now, but it'll come to me. He was killed tragically in the 90s, but he was also an awesome dancer. But those producers were the architects of that sound. And due to Tony Humphries, I would say say what you want about him. It wasn't for him. We would have never heard none of those records. None. He was playing everything from Chicago till I know I got like, I know this. He played everything. I think I may be wrong, but to my recollection, I think Jersey kind of gave 10 City that push because they was here early singing that Rain song. And I don't think that Rain song. I saw them in the early 80s. And they sang that Rain song with Devotion. Devotion, but I think because we had them at Zanzibar so much, Shelton booked them so, I don't know how many times in 10 City and Zanzibar.
Wow.
And that connection, people don't really know. I think Marshall Jefferson and C.C. Rogers sort of made that connection between Jersey and Chicago, because here it comes someday, and here comes Kenny and Eddie and Earl. I don't know if it's Earl, but I'm sure those three singing backgrounds on "That's the Way Love Is" and "Suspicious." And so there was this energy that was going on underneath that people really didn't know, that Jersey and Chicago was sort of, was playing with each other musically, behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. That whole period between 85 and 90 for Newark was awesome. When I went to London with Tony in 1989, 30 years ago.
Wow.
And I got chills because I was in Piccadilly Circus outside in the daytime listening to Let the Rain Come Down.
Are you serious?
When it was new, like when it first came out. And knowing those two, Intense and Tyrone and Jasmine and K-Son and that whole HB camp, that just gave me chills.
It's like, doing it to me now.
This is our music. Coming out of Newark, being played in England. I'm telling you, they swore that there was singers on every block. They said, "Oh, this could be the new Motown." And those, with Shelton and Abby and Moving and Tony, that rotation of records that whole rotation and Tony being on the radio, Tony playing at the club, getting those records from Abby, and rest in peace, Judy Russell. When she used to work at Moving, she passed away last week, and she rest in peace. Awesome woman, a pioneer in house music to say the least. That whole rotation of Tony on the radio, Kiss FM, Zanzibar with Shelton, and the record shop records just turned over so quickly. I'm gonna tell you, we gave New York a run for its money in terms of new music and local music.
Yes.
And a lot of the record labels were coming to Tony, was trying to get them, to come to Zanzibar, see what was going on. And this weekend coming would be the 30th anniversary of the Jersey Jams event that Abigail and the whole Jersey Sound Coalition threw at Zanzibar, where they had all these local artists, all the songs that artists that Tony was playing, and that was big and got signed. It was in the Star Legend. Mm-hmm. It was big art. This was a big to do, and it's a shame that they leave us out of the history. They don't talk, they always skip over Jersey. Mm-hmm. They talk about New York, they talk about Chicago, they talk about London, maybe even Baltimore, but they always skip Jersey. Mm-hmm. We put the gospel in it. We put the jazz in it, and those big voices. Oh man, it just gave me chill, and that's why I always try to seek out all those records that came out of Jersey, and and collect them because it's history. Door history that a lot of people don't even know about.
How many? You just say collecting, right?
Yeah. yeah.
How much at your peak in your collection, your music collection, your personal music collection?
Let's not talk about that.
Is it?
Because I don't have. Well, that's another story. I'm very sad about that. But when I had access to my records, so I would say it wasn't even a lot actually.
It was not a lot. Because not a lot for you.
I'm like maybe a little less than 9,000.
A little less than 9,000.
Yeah.
I don't have that on my phone. Like,
but I don't have that. No, I don't have. It's a whole other story. But
I had
a lot of records.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is.
I was collecting since I was a young kid.
Now, when you guys used to travel, there was only vinyl.
Yeah.
So what did
he would play DATs.
Oh, okay.
He would make acetates, which is a form of dub plate, a form of vinyl. It's a lacquer, not a lacquer. It's a plate, a metal plate with vinyl on it. They will press maybe one copy. This thing, Tony had a hot record, a hot DAT or A-DAT or cassette or something, whatever, and he wanted the plate of it. He'll go to one of these sound engineering guys, and they'll do a dub plate for him, or he'll go to 3-2-1, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I said 3-2-1 on that little. I can't remember now. He used to have these black dub plates of like the very first time I heard Homeless. We broke that.
She's not like
la da dee la da.
Yeah,
that came out of Zanzibar via Tim Douglas. I remember when Louis Vega was running across the Zanzibar floor. He had a little black hat on, handing Tony some music. I remember that. I remember he used to be giving Tony records back then. It was a big.
You said his little black hat. No, that's like his icon.
Yeah, I remember saying
yeah. He made that his part of his image. That's his trademark. That's the word I was looking for.
I remember that. I mean, that whole period was awesome. And I guess as time, I think by the early 90s, it's kind of like, you had people from New York doing the same kind of music, and it was hot, like the Tommy Musto and all those. You make some bad records, Tommy Musto and Sulfuric. I mean, the sound just started to that sort of gospel big voice sound just started to be produced by other producers. So it just kind of took a life of its own until I would say around the mid to late 90s, the sound started to change. Soulful sound started to change. It got more Afro. I remember Kevin Hedges saying to me when I used to work at the shelter, yes, I did, not in the capacity as, doing things in the club, but I was doing on the press between 1998 and 2004 or 2, something like that. I was doing, I had proof. So I have copies. I also have a receipt of the work that I did, so nobody can say I didn't work for the shelter. Neither him nor Timmy.
Well, I don't think they would. They know that you. They know that.
So I got proof.
Yeah. Well, anytime
people like to throw stuff out. I did. But if you don't have proof,
that's
I got proof.
That's very true. That's very true too. It was something like that dawned on me. It was that Brown Sugar line. Like, when did you fall in love with house music?
Wow, Chicago house music.
Actually, let me break that down to 2 questions, because it's more than the music for you. It's the dancing too. When did you fall in love with dancing first?
Watching those kids in New York. Well,
which kids? Weird.
Well,
who the kids?
Well, I started out as a hustler. It's never that's hard to believe. I used to hustle a lot, following him leading. And I think that's how I really got into dancing like that, hustling, doing hustling.
Really?
But
you went from hustling to house?
It was disco back then.
Disco, yeah.
So we was hustling to those disco records, and I hung out with a lot of Spanish kids, and because they knew how to hustle really well. So I learned how to hustle watching Charles White, who just had a birthday party, and all those hustlers did. Oh, they were awesome. Those kids, that was a beautiful party. It's a summer hustle. It was a place on 54th Street, I believe. Last week. Awesome. You talking hustling? Oh my God, those guys and women. Oh, it was beautiful. That's how I got into it. And then when I went to Bonds International Casino, that's when I started. That's when I first saw people put power. And those kids was working out.
What is
Bonds International Casino, 45th Street. Where is that? It was a clothing store. At one time, they turned into a club. And I think 79, 80, 81, around there, they turned into, it was a huge, when I say big, it was humongous. And Kenny Parker used to play there. They had these big, giant men or whatever, balloons hanging out the ceiling. It was huge, like a football field. And we used to go to Mike Stone parties too. He was doing them. First, I remember him. I went to my first Mike Stone party was at 54. That's when I went. I don't know if he was doing it before them or not, but I saw.
Isn't that big brick kind of Bowery type building all the way up by the park?
You mean the warehouse?
No.
You mean on the Octagon? The Octagon?
No, this is up in Manhattan.
You mean you talk Bonds?
Yeah.
I don't know what's there now, but it used to be in the 40s and 50s. It was a clothing store, like Bonds. It was like a really well-known department store, like Hanes or Macy's. It was Bonds.
No, there was the latex ball or something they had up there recently.
Oh no, I don't know.
No, this is whatever this. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I ended up going to. But the building was that big. Like the ceilings were like stadium ceilings,
right?
And it was the length of a city block.
Wow.
This is all indoors.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know what happened to that. I've been there since 1982. I don't know what happened to that. But it was huge, and that's when I first saw, kids, because I was young too. Watched them out. It was working out. I was like, wow. And we kind of brought that back over to New Jersey. That was in 82, 81, 82. Putting power on the floor. And if you were dancing, you took it very seriously. And you wanted to be good. And so you stretched, you practiced. You really, some days I would stretch all day Saturday, all day.
Oh my God.
All day I was stretching, try to practice walking over, those were the popular kids that you wanted to, be in. You had to really work out. You'll be in with those dances you had to show and prove because those kids at the ĺove, they ain't play. They listen. What? Yes, you really you had to have your straddle, your split. You need to know how to bend, do a bridge, walk with the gymnastics, the smoothness, the dive. They took it very serious. It was an awesome. The spinning, dropping. I seen guys do a dive into the air. It's come down real smooth in a space no bigger than this in the garage. I mean, they took dancing to the next level and was serious about it. They didn't play. There was no two-stepping. No. No. They didn't associate with people who two-step. Like, what? They didn't what that is. So we became the clickers like that, the dancers in the Zanzibar. Those who took that dance serious. People took dance class. I took dance class, African, jazz, because you wanted to perfect.
What's up, Africa?
You want to perfect your skill. So you really, Africa's bad too.
Yeah. Oh, and he's in the room. Yeah, he's saying
you really had to be serious about what you were doing because they didn't play. Them New York kids, they don't play there. But and then the generation that came after us, rest in peace, Blue Ray and Ejo and all those things, they took it to the next level. Are you kidding me? What? Awesome. They took it around the world. Props to all of them guys. Brian footwork, Green footworks, and all. I mean, Barbara Tucker, she was a dancer. She was bad.
Really? I would love to see footage of her dancing.
There's a contest. I think it's Kilimanjaro or Wild Pitch, and Basil was commentating. And I think I saw her on there. She was getting down.
It's on YouTube or something.
Yes, on YouTube.
Okay, I'm looking for you, Barb, because I when the last time she and I were together and I did interviews with her, I was trying to look for background information.
Right.
And for Barbara Tucker, all you hear is she was singing. Lately, unless you go back and do some research, it doesn't. She's a choreographer.
She's a choreographer.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Performance, actress.
She does it all. She covers anything you need. She can. Barbara got you like that.
I wish she would do It seems to hang on.
Oh,
she reminds me of Valerie Simpson so much. She's that performance last summer at
Orange Park.
That album,
that whole thing.
My mouth was like I was.
Aside from doing maybe one or two songs, that was my first time seeing her do like a full out. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like something that she had rehearsed really in practice for. It was amazing.
Yeah, she's bad.
She's a consummate professional.
What?
Yeah. And the fact that she performed in the rain, in the mud, it looked flawless. Looked flawless doing it. Her dancers and her background singers wanted to stay and dance with and sing with her and dance with her in the rain.
Laid it out.
So for those of you who left or didn't come to Orange Park last year and aren't going to have it this year because it's canceled, boom. Yeah, you missed the best thing because Barbara Tucker hasn't performed in New Jersey probably since ThinkSoul's.
I'm not sure.
When she was on my show, she said it's been at least 15 years.
Really?
It's been a long time. Like that was the first performance for her in New Jersey, and I'm gonna at least say minimum a decade. It was a very long time. So yeah, it may have been. So for those of you who missed that history right then and there and weren't a part of that, and those of you who like to say I was there, you weren't there. So yeah, on that one, because you let y'all were gonna melt or something.
Yeah, but she was awesome. She was awesome. So yeah, that dancer, I miss that element in the scene. I don't go out anymore like I used to. I'm getting up there.
We all are.
His body.
Please remember that.
I'm slowly this room.
Dress appropriately.
But
I'm not getting nothing.
huh?
I'm not getting nothing.
Oh, I'm claiming it. I'm getting nothing.
And I miss that element of the dancer really working out. I mean, I see them at the Crick Club doing it, and that's cool. And I'm glad that they're keeping that part of it alive. But it used to be the whole flow. Like I remember one time at the shelter when Timmy got into F.I.D.A, and he started playing all the, I remember when he first played Upside Down. I'm gonna tell this story. And I bought the record back in 1988 for 50 cents in the store on Christmas Street. I bought that. I said, man, so I don't know who this DJ was, but this particular store had all these records that are now very expensive. And I found it for 50 cents. And I remember bringing it to Tony. Tony played it once or twice back then. And when the shelter opened, it was 90. Shelter opened in March of 91. I think maybe 93, 92-ish. I remember him playing it. He played Upside Down. He played Chocolate Soldiers, Los Conquistadores Chocolates, in which the only two people in New Jersey was dancing over that record. Back when Hippie used to play it at Docks in 85 was me and Nadine. The floor used to clear. Even when Tony played it, not too many people, there wasn't into it back then.
Right.
I must say, Timmy did kind of reintroduce those songs. Chocolate Soldiers, Upside Down, and The Words of Ghetto. He was, and no. That's Words of Ghetto by Joe Smith, but definitely Upside Down and Chocolate Soldiers. Another one too, but they didn't get into it at first because the floor was like, what's this? Because that Afrobeat wasn't too popular in, let's say, in the club scene in the late 80s, early 90s. They wasn't playing a lot of Afro. It was still 4 to the floor, R&B, deep house, whatever you want to call it, Chicago stuff from Italy, stuff from London, blah blah blah. It was a diverse, and I repeat, a diverse plateau of music. It was a little bit of everything. And I think when he kept playing those songs, 3 months later, they was on it. And the kids was going nuts. Then he really got into playing a lot of F.I.D.A stuff. He just went into his archive and just dug all these. And one night, he played like maybe 4 F.I.D.A records in a row. They're like 15 minutes long. But that floor was moving. Everybody was working out. Wasn't nobody doing no 2 steps. The whole floor. And you really needed to fall in or sit there. Yeah. They was in it. I'm like, God. Yeah.
You can't keep up. You gonna get
they was getting with it. That's the one thing I liked about today. Was some dancing moves. Oh my goodness, them kids in New York. Oh my goodness, they was some awesome dancing. And we had a lot of awesome dancing here too, but not to the level. You can't. I'm sorry. I love Jim, don't get me wrong, but in that regard, them kids. Now there was some in the late 70s and Zans and the early 80s. There was some badass dancers. Broadway dancers. They was killing it. Wow. Yeah, it was a whole different time period, different mentality, different. It was just a whole different head.
The last place I saw where you can really tell that the dancers are trained was at
Cielo and that other that Ian Friday was Libation.
Yeah.
Kids.
Both of those, and y'all know that Cielo just recently closed. And I would go in there and you could always tell all the little girls, because they would be so little cute and petite, you could tell which ones took ballet,
which
ones took modern,
which ones
who took jazz, who took a little bit of hip hop, who took that African class on the weekend. Because they come in there, and this is Wednesday after work in New York, over in the meatpacking district. Working smooth out on a Wednesday like nobody's business. So when y'all used to see me post the videos and it's nothing but lights and drama in the background and it's all over the place and I'm up in the DJ booth where you just see the floor pulsing, that's where I was. I would be over at Cielo. And that was really the last place that I saw that type of
and we had that energy.
We had
Zanzibar was like that, very much.
Yeah, Zanzibar was like that.
Very much like that. And 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 90. Please, what's that club we should go to across the street? Sterling's, Black Box, somewhat. They used to work 2 step, but I used to work that little spot out. He used to work it out. And he had some things in there. But what else? Oh,
Iris said hello.
hey, oh wow, Iris. I haven't seen her in a long time.
She just got back from Chicago from her chosen few.
Awesome. I'm glad you guys are getting a chance to see the world and going outside of New Jersey and going and seeing how house music is around the country. I know I never got a chance to go to shows with you, but
say what's up to Beloved and Crystal.
Wow, Beloved. Awesome DJ. Awesome. Are you kidding me? Crazy. Always awesome DJ. I remember he was doing, what was that party in Montclair, that club in Montclair?
Divas.
Woo, that boy had the baddest part. Oh, that party was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Joey Monster playing. Oh, that party.
Listen.
That party was hot.
Listen.
Oh, and that was energy. It was energy in there too. It was energy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because what I used to like about Divas was Beloved. Because when he first, I met Beloved at ThinkSoul's. First of all, let me say that.
Really?
Because he said that's where I met him. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Eddie had invited him down because I think Eddie had gone to hear him first at Divas, and he must have said, "Well, come down to this party." Right. So when he came and he started talking to me, I guess we, at the end of the night, we would all be dancing in the front. Right. So he came and he was like, "Yeah, I do this party after such and such. They don't play like this, but they let me play in the big room. They let me play, the popular stuff,
right.
But." At 12 o'clock, I got another room in the back, and they let me go do whatever I want. Right. He was like, "You should come through." Right. So it took me about a month to go. And I was like, I ain't doing that tonight. Because Divas, you had to be dressed. Divas was one of the last clubs that played underground house music where you still had there was a dress code.
This is true.
It wasn't just dressed to sweat. Like we do that now, but the Divas, you had to throw on some shoes. You had to look some type of way. You had to look like it was a little upscale. And I knew that. And because that's not me every day, I just decided to wait until I felt like I was in the mood. So when I finally got in the mood, I went up there. So we were in the main room, Beloved was doing his thing. I'm like, oh, this is bumping. He come and tap me on the shoulder after his set. Come over here. Yeah. Listen. That played underground house music where you still had there was a dress code. This is true. It wasn't just dressed to sweat. Like we do that now, but the Divas, you had to throw on some shoes. You had to look some type of way. You had to look like it was a little upscale. And I knew that, and because that's not me every day, I just decided to wait until I felt like I was in the mood. So when I finally got in the mood, I went up there. So we were in the main room, Beloved was doing his thing. I'm like, oh, this is bumping. He come and tap me on the shoulder after his set. Come over here. Yeah. Listen, we went in that back room. And I think that was what happened to my knees. It was you. It was you.
Yeah, I love you. Just wear that damn axiom belt too.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Deidre. Ricky Clark, my brother, what's going on? Calvin Mobley, Naima, what's going on? Curtis Copples, my brother, what's going on? What's up to everybody? Thank y'all for watching. Daniel Lee White. Marie, Salt Lake, we had the right to be selected. You daggone right. We had the right to be selected.
And Marie was in my video, my student video that I did, this little documentary I did when I was in college. Underground House when she's in it. I knew how to dance actually. It is 20,000 hits. Yes. Everybody had nothing but good things to say. They said, "Where is it? Is it war?" I said, it's a student film. I have a lot of outtakes of it, but she used to wear me out.
Yo, Marie, the first time I saw Marie,
her parties were legend. She brought New York to New Jersey.
She really did, and like an encapsulated in a protective bubble,
in a deep underground way.
Mm-hmm.
That was it was always packed. Oh my gosh. And them kids used to sweat.
And she brought amazing shit. Like the shows that she brought Donnie, she brought Pevin, she brought
Ultra, yeah.
Listen, thank you, Marie. We appreciate your contribution because the thing that's what I wanted to, that's the other thing that I wanted to move to and talking about this, because there's so much has changed from the era that we're talking about. The entire situation we were talking about clubs last night, we're talking about the audience, we were talking about just the fact that when you guys, even when you were doing demonstrations in New Sound, what you were trying to do is an industry party. It wasn't necessarily a dance party. It was for artists and producers to meet each other and
just trying to replicate
bring new music.
Miami.
And that was it was a great thing, but I don't think we as a community appreciated who we were. I know I didn't in the moment, but I do now appreciate all those people that I met and saw and interviewed and was able to see live for the first time. Dawn Tallman, who y'all go crazy over now. You could have saw her there. Now she did a show at the Apollo and sold the entire Apollo out. This is what I'm talking about. But she came down to Academy Street in Newark the first time, just after having her daughter ask. She took her anytime I introduced her.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle Street. 14 now.
No, she's older than that. She just because remember, she had just had her when I introduced her, and it's 2019 now. That was 2002, 3. Yeah, that baby's I think she's in high school about to graduate or something, or just graduated. Yeah, but she had just had her daughter, came in and took a nap, went upstairs to that little wall and took a nap.
She said, all I need is my pineapple juice.
Mm-hmm. That's all she wanted. Came in when she woke, you know how your throat be a little scratchy when you wake up. None of that. She blew the brick. That's why they had to renovate after we left. Because Dawn blew the bricks off on Euphoria that night. That's what happened. But as far as the changes that have happened, there's another question about education I want to ask behind this. But how do you see the scene being able to move forward? Like, how do you see artists being able to continue to make money in this industry the way that it is?
That's a very difficult question.
I know.
Because the dynamics have changed.
So much.
Technology is changing it. The scene itself has changed so much. It's a very difficult question to have an answer. I mean, the money that was put into it isn't being put into it. I mean, major labels were really into the signing, but if you go back to the early 90s, a lot of those big dance records we danced to were on 45. It was released them on 45 and then they kept. It was really, really big, bro. The UK was dance crazy back then. So, I mean, anything that came out of New Jersey, New York, from America that was big, it just took off. This record that you would not believe that was major hits in the UK, and they released them on 45 and it released the video. You know what I'm saying? So the money isn't being poured into it. Then, I mean, times change, generations change, people change. But one thing I do know is that there isn't any young people involved from patron perspective. And I understand because that's their time. They have their era, their style that they like. And I think that the youth will keep this alive. I think so. Young kids.
You think so?
Yes, because
in New Jersey?
it's kidding. Like,
right.
Hopping around on wheelchairs.
No, what I'm asking is because we don't.
Some baby power.
But we don't welcome young people into our clubs now. Well, there's one party I know that we do.
Well, they weren't old enough.
Y'all already know.
They weren't old enough to go in.
But we weren't old enough. We was all in the stations.
Yeah, they had some door for people relaxed and let kids through. Some people were in Zanzibar at 14. I didn't know. It took, and I was of age. I was very young. Shelton turned me down 4 times before he let me in. That was 1979. I didn't get in there. 4 times I went to the door. I looked very, very, very. I was 12. I was actually 19.
Wow.
No, 18. And he said no. The 4th time he let me in. And when I went, I lost my mind. I'm like, wow, that was a big to do. Had no idea how the press, how big Zanzibar was. It was the talk of the whole East Coast. And the launching of it, the grand opening, it was so major. And you gotta remember too, people weren't, won't be caught dead in a bar. They was going to clubs. Like, going to the bar. When you got, say, like, at that time there were clubs. So you really didn't go to heights. We were going to clubs. Like, we were going to clubs. Like, there was so many clubs to go to. Why go? People weren't throwing parties. There were clubs to go to.
Right.
Like, why would I go here and I can go to the Mirage? What? Or go to the Zanzibar, go to the bar, go to the gallery, or go to the Better Days, or go to Ajax, or Wild Pitch, or Kilimanjaro's tracks,
Right.
or I never got a chance to go to the Catacombs in Philly. That's that club. You talk about a legendary DJ, and I met him through Larry Patterson. He introduced me to him at Zanzibar. I always saw his name on a lot of records. He remixed. He used to work with Nick Martinelli, I think that's his name. He did a lot of remixes in the 80s for Bruce Sanders. He did a lot. That was his remix part. But prior, in the 70s, I just see his name on records. He would remix, and he was an awesome DJ. Talking about overlay, like melody mixing, like Larry, Tony, they all like crazy. Like Teddy Douglas, they all like the Catacombs was everything. Like he was masterful. DJ. And why would I go to a little Hope bar when I could go there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so don't misinterpret. It's not saying that your club or your venue today isn't good enough.
Right. But at that time, I had that
choices.
They had those choices because I don't know if disco was the music of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the music of the time. It's all.
No, that one is. This is the YouTube right here. This is all this type of
Which one is off? The YouTube is off?
No, mine.
Oh.
Could you just check that? Because I can't see what that says. If it's resume, just let it resume. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What happened?
And you can walk on past because you already in camera. That's what you need this one. You just said
Okay. Yeah.
So,
All right. Well.
hey YouTube, I'm going to take intermission. Thanks for tuning in. Always good to speak with you. Nice to meet you. I'm a house head as well. Thanks for tuning in. Part 2 of Retired People's Behavior. We gotta figure that out.
We'll get it.
Okay.
it's fine. You can't see me. Oh, you need to go. Okay, walk through by.
You pretty enough to walk through.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So you gotta start over, you know. I think because it went.
Then just start it and I'll edit it later.
Okay.
So
I'm just going live, right?
yeah.
What you want to?
Don't even. I'll put all of it later. I'll go back and read it.
Yeah, let me have that though. I'm not coming back though.
All right.
So
Thank you.
yeah. No, she was tipping me some shit. I ain't get to go get the water and stuff, but I'm not gonna come back.
Oh, they gotta come back.
This one.
Oh, cash.
You too.
Say hi to Cash.
Hi, Cash.
Cash.
Yes.
Cash is one of our engineers here. Cash is also a financial advisor, and she is going to be giving y'all some information on her own show in a minute.
Financial course.
Financial information.
Stay tuned.
So since she's coming through, I figured I'd introduce, let y'all know who she is. So that when y'all see her around the station, y'all know who she is and y'all know what questions to ask.
That's right.
Plethora of information.
Everybody in TV land.
Yes. And we're going to say peace to just joy.
Yeah. Y'all have a great one.
Peace.
Sorry, everybody. We're back here, right? With retired people's behavior. I apologize. I don't know, the video did something, and it's doing it again for some reason. So we'll continue with the YouTube. Facebook obviously has. But so I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that we're facing now in Jersey is a depletion of clubs, a depletion of actual dance places as opposed to venues that people carve out space for us. Which we're grateful for. That's not a diss, that's not none of that. So don't run off with that nowhere. Right. It's just, I'm just saying.
I don't think that's in the city. the venue with all the gentrification going on.
No,
I don't think that until these young white folks who move over here don't want to go to New York and want to dance or go somewhere to dance, that might be an option because they're moving over here in droves and they want something to do. And, they really don't know where to go or there isn't any club per se at the level of a Zanzibar for them. People have tried to, I heard talk over the Mountsburg. I heard that 2 years ago. I don't know how true that is. The Creek Club, that's a venue. That's very.
I don't know who has the Cricket Club.
That's like a proper.
Yeah, it's a great club.
Yeah.
It's a great club. I don't know who has it. I've heard a whole bunch of rumors, but because I don't have definitive information, I won't make definitive comments. The only thing I will say definitively is if you are the operator or owner of the Cricket Club right now, you might want to call me because I can introduce you to some people who can do you some favors. Like you sit and you leaving money on the table every day, and for no reason. That being said,
Well, that's pretty much. Until I know it's in the city in your plans to have a venue like that. Look how they got the shelter had to move out of that space. They used to complain about all these black and brown people, walking around.
these weird black and brown people.
Yeah.
Shelter first opened, it wasn't just the regular club case like you see today. It was a whole different situation.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we were a lot more colorful, more expressive. We dressed up to go out.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Up.
That's the one thing I miss. I'm so individualistic.
Yes.
Everybody came with their own unique style. Dressing, dancing, or just being. It was just like to see Marmalade in the middle of the floor with the Regrets and that big Krillin. You look forward to see different people in the club who was, with this characters.
I was about to say the
characters, it made the club move. It was light. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was awesome. It was awesome to see that. I just love to watch the floor just move and different people just vibing, eyes closed, not caring, what, when, how, whatever, and people don't want to talk about this either. It was a very big drug culture.
Yeah, that's why everybody in rehab now.
And that's why a lot of people probably remember the songs. You play something from '92, they're like, what's that?
Yeah.
So there was a very big drug culture.
Yeah.
In the throughout the '80s and early '90s. That's a fact. You just get back with Afterlife. That's that punch.
The Bati Boy punch.
Yeah.
Some of y'all had that Bati Boy punch. You had
Afterlife. Afterlife was a good party too, actually. Good party. Afterlife, Chris Collins, you have Kim. That's sure to play. Serge had him as a teacher recently, earlier this year. That's the first person I heard play Keeping My Mind. And I asked him, Keeping My Mind, who's playing it? Tyrone Francis, he's a legend.
Oh my God.
Even at that time in the 90s, he played at this club. He used to play at Mars. Mars had 5 floors. And the top floor was R&B hip hop. And then that bottom floor, reggae, I think R&B hip hop at the top. And then that bottom floor was house. And he used to play that place out too.
Did y'all hear what he just said? See, this is why the parties keep failing. Because you guys keep thinking of a party.
He just said that what was the club bar had how many floors? And what was on the top floor?
Probably R&B and hip hop.
And the fourth floor,
Probably reggae.
and the next one.
I can't remember.
And,
Maybe DOR. I don't know.
okay.
But I know that bottom floor where Tyron France was playing.
Mhm. So you had all different types. Y'all think that y'all need to hold the whole place hostage? You should a place with some different floors and do something different. That way you can generate money. Y'all complain that we don't drink when we go out. That's why they can't
There was
support
another club
places, but
in the 90s that was mixed like that. And
I know what
Nels was hot. Nels was another. Nels.
no, that I've heard about.
That was very trendy, very popular club in the 90s as well. It was so big. Still, it's crazy. There was so many places, even in the 90s, you know, in New York. I remember one year, everything shut down. There was nowhere to go. That was 1995. There was nothing. I think the only place I knew, I believe, was behind closed doors in Brooklyn, I think. But other than that, in Jersey, besides Black Box, it was nothing. And that was it. It was dead. And that's when people started doing it hard because the shelter had closed. The shelter was the first thing to work. To be popping at that time when it first opened. When that closed in 95 or 94, we started doing parties on Sunday. And then it just stopped. And that 95 period that's when people needed to fill a void. And they started doing parties. In the mid 90s, they started doing, you know, I think Mirage was still there. There were a number of Mirage, Jihad Muhammad, Mike Harris, I believe, I can't remember all the details. Naeem, of course, he's legend. Naeem Johnson, legend.
Absolutely. Shout out to Naeem Johnson.
He used to play this record, Prepare to Energize. Of course, it was a DOR dance qualitative. It was a very electro sounding record. He used to wear up the kids. You know, if you get too progressive as dance, the floor will dissipate. So but that nigga, he didn't care. It was hot, you know, and I would be looking around, I'm on gas. Oh, see, he used to wear that place out. 9 times. The next generation of DJ, who in our age bracket at that time, who was on his way. He was also proud of him on that cover of that album, it was the Magic album. He was in the back. Yeah, it was serious back then. God damn, what? Because it was money, people big. It was still the music of, you know, of the dance music was still big. You know, you could get them, you know, and the productions was not cheap. $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, 12,000, you know, live musicians, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was serious.
People were actually supporting themselves and having wonderful
and it got even more serious when house music really took over the world in terms of dance music. And them records coming out of Jersey, all those British labels like signing everything. All those productions, I think y'all know labels. Until I'm gonna say this, I'll make it. Until Josh made Your Body, anything before that he did, I guarantee you he made some of the most beautiful, positive, inspiring, righteous. Not saying that he does it now. His music is awesome. Your Body now he's took to another place. Prior to that, then that Four to the Floor sort of R&B was, oh my God, yeah. He's so thankful. All the production he did, all the remixes. Oh my God, they laid the foundation for the Jersey sound, and Awesome. He was awesome. Still is. Absolutely, still is. But it's a good thing that people. I'm glad that people are embracing all of it now. Like, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Actually. But I know what was, and I remember like, all right, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. So if you say so.
What's the because you worked for some of the best, some of the biggest.
I remember Theo Gerald. He was signed. He was Future Tracks out of England, Nicky Tracks. He asked me to do this press kit for Swingers from Chariot. We were always down in the mid '90s. That was a really big thing too. Got signed to. It was on ĺove Millennium. Then they got signed to ﷺve. But they had this big accent studios and everybody. And if you don't know the song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, it featured Kenny Bowman, Jasmine, of course, the Theo Gerardo, I can't remember who else. It was Susu, I think. It was a bunch of them on this track. And I did the press kit. That whole production. So I was getting a lot of work as a file writer. When I started working, that's how I started working with Tony. We wanted me to write files. I did it. He brought me on. He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Well, I want to manage the kitchen sink, information files." I managed the kitchen sink. He delegated roles. And I wasn't the manager at that time. I was and was helping me do whatever. And it was a great experience. I loved it. I met a lot of people. I used to travel all over. I used to like when we traveled to Miami, we traveled to Italy at the SID convention. That was it is a huge place. It was bigger than this place was crazy. It was big. And vendors, high-end vendors. It was crazy. The fashion shows, it was amazing. I met so many artists, so many people there. And we would go, I think, we still Clemente was his manager at that time, who was all over there. We would do something smaller and bringing it, I guess. And bringing that's hot, got cool with Bonus Stingley and Barbara and who else? Church Basement Boys. And we did a party with the Basement Boys called the Delta Pop Party in '98. Ted and Spin, Charisma, and all the Young Orange DJs. Big shout out to them. So 1998. That was because Tony supported all those records. Like everything that Beastie Boys did in the '80s, from that first record, Ultimate Day, It's Over Now. Yeah, it's over now. When I first met her, I said, "Your name's not Ultra." She said, "Yes, it is." She pulls her ID out and showed it. I said, "Wow." It was Ultimate Day. Yeah, this was 19. You probably don't remember it. This was like 1989. Wow. I think she just came up with that first record. I don't think her album was there. And yeah, she performed it. That was a big. We was hearing that in 1988. I think I remember hearing Larry Patterson play that. Oh, for sure. So, the connections is so deep with all these different people bringing all this music to Humphries and dropping it and playing it. And that's how we all, I got, working at the Yellow Orange, I got to meet all these different people. We're traveling for 5 hours on the bus. What are you going to talk about? Trying to get to where we're going. And Michael Proctor, man, he was such a nice guy. Fruity, he's funny. And the girls from Vanetta, from the Jazz Street, all Span, that's my man, Charisma. We had such a good time when Jasper Street did the poolside show in Italy at the hotel we were all at. And He said, I think the song was God Help Those Help Themselves. He was in the pool. I think it's something to do, a part of the lyric has something to take to the water. He was in the pool.
Yeah.
Coming up out the water. See, that was
Oh, wow.
yeah, that was bad. I got, Victor Simonelli, beautiful guy. Very nice. Michael Schroeder met Michael Walker. No, I take that back. I was writing for a magazine called The Underground News. Libby Jones introduced me to the owner, and or told the owner, she met the owner somewhere, and we connected. I started writing. I did articles called my writing was so good, and it was all right. It was good enough to print, I guess. I did Strictly Rhythm. I did a lot. Tony, I did an article on him, which he has framed in his office at the time. Yeah, and I did an article on Michael Wofford. I did an article on ThinkSoul's. That's how I met Michael Wofford, and he was really cool. And we also, as I said, traveling. Once I go to Lawrence, traveling. We all us together. Shakir, oh I forgot, Backroom. Sorry, Backroom. They also was the architects, one of the architects of the Jersey Seven. They produced Joe Manda, the In Vogue of New Jersey.
Oh wow,
Sure. What?
That's wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Backroom. Yes, I cannot forget Backroom. They put in and Cassio Ware, he was a part of all of that. That's Backroom campus. Oh yeah, for sure.
So, you and I again, we were talking last night. That's part of the reason why I was inspired to have you here today. And one of the things that I said to you last night was, do you know who you are?
If I don't, I just say,
because sometimes,
contrary to popular belief, I know. We keep quiet.
Okay, so that being said, from all the experiences, all the stuff that you're talking about now, all the stuff you're remembering, all of the places that you've worked, all of the clubs, all the music you've been exposed to, all the parties you've been to, all the producers you've met, all the artists that you brought to just your party.
Do you know Kerry Chandler played that ThinkSoul's in the beginning?
Yeah.
And that's the first time we all would sing so he played
I remember when he played, like Kerry Chandler. Yeah, that's how I remember Kerry Chandler. That's okay. But yeah, that's how I remember it. But with all of the people and all the things that you've done in your career, in your music career, what does it inspire you to do now or in the future? Like from here forward.
You know what? I would really start a magazine. I love to write. I want to write. I wish I could. Yeah, I was this close. Sean from New York, Sean, he was helping me at one time. He did a magazine. Sean was an awesome dancer. You said he was Big Key and Tasha, she went to peace, my girl. He was hanging at the shelter. Pebble was another awesome dancer. She was bad. Chicks did not really mess with Pebbles on the dance, so she was doing sure. He used to hang with all of us, and he had a magazine called something. And he was really trying to help me launch a magazine at the time because the Underground News was supposed to open offices in New York. I was supposed to work in New York, working there. And something happened, and it fell through. So I started writing hot propaganda. This big magazine. Then I wrote for the Hip Hop News. I did an article on Camacho for that magazine. So I was writing for 3 or 4 magazines at one time. I really, miss doing all of that. That was when I was writing for Underground News, they gave me a column, Jersey vibes. I started writing about everything in Jersey. This is 94, 95. So I started writing that whole column. So the owner really took to the stuff because I was the link to everything that was going on, and I knew a lot of people. So I was reviewing records. I reviewed a lot of scripted records, a lot of everything that I got my hands on that I felt that was pretty good. That I liked. I'm big on vocals. I mean, we come from an era of 60s and 50s, 60s and 70s. Vocals, 95% of the records you listen to is vocal. So you grew up loving singing. And North is the Apollo. Zanzibar was the Apollo. If you ain't get on it, you better sing it. Chuck ass had it if you did not lay it out. And I seen some of the most awesome shows. I seen some not so awesome shows. That's a whole other story. But vocals, I love them, and I review a lot of them. I like certain tracks too. I do. I'm not gonna say I'm not all classics. I like new music as well. I love it. You know, to me, it sounds everything is. I'm really hearing some really good music. But if I go on tracks, so I'm listening. I see this up there. There's some really good stuff. It's not as diverse. I think it's the theme. No, the music. It's not as diverse because everybody's, this is the sound. We're going to be cutting the sound. Whatever sound is popular, I don't know because the sound don't go out that much. So it seems like I don't know if is Afro tech still popular? Is Afro electro still popular? Is Afro something? And I love that music. It's nice, but I don't want to hear that shit all day. I don't give a fuck about offending nobody. Excuse me, when people, I don't care about offending anybody. With this, if you're a DJ, you're there for the people. If you want to play for yourself, stay your ass home and broadcast live. But isn't it like a constituent of people who have deemed music? I don't give a fuck about me. Afro tech, Afro. It's still popular, right? I'm not just saying it's still popular. Right? Yeah, there are a lot of people. One of my good friends, she really likes Afro yada, and okay, it's like there's some great music. Do any Africans come to the party? Not that I'm aware of. Very few. If you ever I don't even see Zane. I'm not being shady. I'm just saying. So what are y'all really listening like as African, or are they telling you as African and you think you should dance to it because that's what they telling you as African? Like do a little bit of thinking for yourself. But I don't see Africans because if you play Afro party, Kevin brought Olin to who is Catherine White? I don't know why you're sending me stuff while I'm live on the air, Catherine, but I hope it's stuff that I need to know while I'm live on the air. But maybe you don't know live on the air because it's confusing. Do you know Kevin Hedge brought Olin Tuesday? Yeah. Tuesday. Yeah. To jump in the shelter, yeah. He was just telling you he did that was high. Yeah. Kenny, he brought Kim English to the club too. That was my suggestion. He was playing a lot of their records. He was playing a lot of Kim English records. I can't believe what he was playing at the time. And it was a big record in the Shelton. So if somebody offered you like a job in the club right now, would you take it? I've been there, did it. Yeah, but you did it then. You know a whole lot of different stuff now. Evolved. Okay, so what job would you take? The reason I'm asking is this. Not that I'm trying to push a job on you, but the reason I'm asking is because first of all, it has to pay. Obviously, yeah. But the reason I ask is because even after all these years, no matter what happens tonight, I've seen several people go, you know what, I gotta take a break from the scene. But everybody comes a little bit back in their own way. Like they find their niche a different way. And what I'm saying is there's always going to be a connection to this. In a press capacity, in a promotions capacity, in a writing capacity, that I would do. I mean, because you do that in your company, which I've done. I mean, I've been in on the side. Writing sheets. Freddie Shannon, I've been doing some of those records. a lot of it. We got a couple of these. I used to do work for Kris. Still, I really tried. I just didn't have the time that he really needed to go to it. But I did do some stuff. Did some Kris stuff. Really wanted me to go.
I think you did mine at one point.
I think I did.
Yeah. I think you did mine when we were doing the write-up for ThinkSoul's.
I think I did some work for Derek in terms of choir writing for some artists. That was me. So if I could go back in that capacity in terms of writing, I would love to launch or try to do it, or just reduce it. I was thinking about doing it stuff. It's doing it sound really quiet inside.
What's the most you allow yourself to do in the industry now? That is just writing?
Like press.
No, that not is a job. For fun.
I did all that I could do. But what I worked for one of my favorite DJs of all time, one of my his label. I worked on that. I've done everything that I wanted to do in terms. I said I want to work for a record label. I wanted to do that back in '83. I went to the music. It wasn't a new music center. It wasn't a new music center, but it was in New York. I still have my little card. I said, I went to Tommy Boy Records, paid my $75, and went to panels. It was not like it was all industry. It was even with the music conference when they first started. When they moved from New York to Miami, it was industry only.
Yeah, when you went, you paid that $700 or whatever dollars it was to go to the conference. You attended the other stuff, and you went to the parties at the night or whatever. Yeah, I remember.
I was doing it, and I missed the boat on that because they started that in '91. I wrote for the first time in '98.
Really?
We had Rescue Me, that record that y'all all love so much.
Rescue Me!
Yeah, that was on Tony Humphries' record. Yo, Humphries. I remember he brought.
So that came out on Yellow Orange.
Yes, that was our first record.
Rescue Me came out after that?
Rescue Me was Y08. He got Louis to the mix. Yeah.
I think it was way before that.
That was Y08, The Matrix. And they was happy for that record. At the fountain of the rock, it was cheesy. We had to, I wasn't doing serious stuff. Promotion. Serious. Yeah. And we would, keep all the cards, bring them back, put them in the it was make sure this DJ guy, make sure those who there's a time to meet all the people that we spoke to throughout the year. It was a really big thing. It was work. It was work. Yeah,
so now you post something and it goes out and you done your promotion for the work.
And that Rescue record was really big. Oh my gosh. For Yellow Orange, and I remember when Joe Costa first played at Lincoln Park, he played that, and I was like, honestly, that so much to say about Tom. They don't even know that this is a record. His ear, what he heard, sounded like it does, and that's what made him sign that record. Oh wow! I didn't agree. She's bad. She's a beautiful lady. Denise Champ. She did a song called "It's Okay with Me." I had enough. Big record numbers. Downtown. I had enough. She's really from LA. Say, Kris, I need when y'all gonna send me that check? Oh, all right. Let me clear it first. Real nice.
So sweet.
She was real nice. You know who was about their business? Casey Kidd. Ooh, he did not play. No, he's manager. Casey Kidd. He was dope. He was awesome. Like he just, I think he signed a 2 records. I wanted to. Just, he did not play. He was so. I learned a lot dealing with different kinds.
What's some of the biggest, like, if I came to you today and said, look, I want to start working in the industry, what advice would you give me?
Which industry you want to work in?
This one, the underground house music industry. I want to.
Really?
You really want to do that?
Go get a real job. Man.
What you say? Go get a real job. Oh, that no, don't take offense to any of you house music singers and stuff. This is purely hypothetical. No, really, like, what would you tell somebody if they're like,
do your homework?
This is what I want to do.
Do your homework.
What homework? What's the first
study.
thing should I study? Like, what am I studying first?
Ins and out of the industry. Study your books.
Is there a book I should read?
There's tons of them.
What's the first one I should pick up?
Everything you wanted to know about the music industry. It's a big black book. There's so many. Just do your homework. It's not for the faint of heart. Do your homework. It's not for the faint of heart. You feel it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
The same hypothetical. What's the one thing I should be looking out for if I'm going to start in this industry?
Craft.
What is that?
You know,
I know. I'm
craft.
new to this industry. What is craft?
Like, I don't know. What do you mean? Say, rephrase it.
Okay, I want to go into the house music
Like
industry.
what? And what you want to produce?
I want to
work at a label. Like,
I want to sing. I want to have my own label one day. But I want to sing. I want to start singing.
Do your homework.
I want to be a label owner one day. But I also want to produce my own songs.
Do your homework.
When I'm dealing with people, what should I be aware of? What should I be on the lookout for?
People who are interested in want to sell your dream.
Okay.
Look for sincerity. People, if they really interested in you, you don't have to come out your pocket.
Say that again for me one more time.
If people are interested in you and they're really serious about you, you don't have to come out your pocket.
Thank you. That confirms something.
And make sure you do your homework. Remember Sabrina Coleman, she recently said something. She said, you know what, Kris? I know these producers got something. They can give me $200. Just don't not give me nothing.
Right. Exactly.
She said that to me one day when she listened to this.
You don't want to take it for granted.
I don't know. Do your homework. Learn all you can. And just, be about your business. You know what I mean?
You looked at education before too, right?
Yes.
Say that louder.
Certified grades K.
Certified as a teacher.
Yes, teacher. I have to talk because I got that. I did teach for a while. I got diverted.
So if you were to use house music in your class,
which I've done,
what do you do?
Measure the math part of it, the English part of it, breaking down songs, science, the actual mechanics of how the record is made, because you're elementary school, you can't really talk about function. Right. So the different types of music that's out there, tying the historical part of it, of where it started and why. I did that
Would you do that again? Right. No, not in school. Just like
that would be awesome.
Like at a community.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome too. That would be house. Yeah, put together. I know Kiara and I were talking about it a while ago. Put together the house. Because there's so much history that's being overlooked.
Yeah.
Especially here in New Jersey.
I think if kids if younger people, not just kids, but if younger people, when I say younger people, I mean younger than us, understood where it came from.
Right.
They
have
might
a
be
little respect for it.
right, and a little
Like,
more
wow.
interest in it. Like
They know the music because they call it
cookout music.
Cookout music.
Yes, cookout music. Yeah, y'all now y'all gonna listen to it though because Beyonce did Before I Let Go. Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly and Lee. Yeah, she just redid that. So now y'all gonna be dancing to that cookout music. You already dancing to it, ain't you? I do the bunny hop and drop and she did it. I saw it. I feel it in my head. I know it happened.
This used to baffle me. Why some records would be accepted by that we used to call them that commercial community.
Mm-hmm.
Like Superman's, when kind of love you
Mm-hmm.
Why those records and not this one? Like, same groove.
I think it's the amount of play that it gets.
Yeah, maybe so. I used to baffle like what?
Yeah.
What is it that they like about these records, which are like the ones that are underground that they don't know, but they won't accept it because they never heard it. Maybe because it's too new for them and it hasn't been proven yet. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's just they haven't. It's the repetition of it. Like they don't have it.
It's being drilled. Yeah, once something, and they used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, that's how we.
They used to Larry Levan used to drill these records, play them 4 or 5 times until we walk out the club singing it and going to Vinyl Mania. You gotta have this, Larry played this.
They use that in mainstream media now. Yeah, but we don't use it because if you play it once, don't play it again for the rest of the night. And if another DJ come on and play it, everybody got an attitude. Didn't you hear him play it the first time? How you gonna play that again? We do stupid stuff like that. As opposed to understanding there's a method to the madness and being patient and being taught. Well, remain teachable sometimes.
I mean, we live in a world that everybody wants.
It's contagious.
And they were like that too. Mind you, I mean, though how great the parties were, the clubs were like that, but that undercurrent of painless was there. Not as much, but it was there because we have social media at that time.
So it wasn't as instantaneous.
And I only saw that life, those people at the club. I never found out with them. I told people that I danced with. But it wasn't until much later when I got to know people very well that I started hanging out with, going to the house. But back in like 82, 83,
no, that's when
you go home. Yeah. And if you run, I remember running into people. And it wasn't no shade. It was just like, it was all in the eyes. Like, there was no words, was no shade at all. It was just like, not a secret, but like, it was just a group of people that was just involved in this community. And we only dealt each other right there. That's it. And it was more, we ain't just conversating. I had no long, drawn out conversation with them. We was dancing, right? Because the music was so fresh and so new and so different. And what Tony gonna play next? What are you gonna play next? What Larry Patterson gonna play next? Like the anticipation of, and then just the whole groove of the party, how it moved up and down. Shelton was like that too, from 91 to 94 and in 98. He tended to play John Coltrane. I never heard anybody play Acknowledgement in the club. And all the fierce dancers were coming at the door, and the floor was just, people was just like, sit back, because they knew, sure. Let me tell you, Errol Claxton and Anthony Wiggins.
Shout out to Anthony Wiggins, Rise at
one night. Shucks. That's when they had all these braids, whatever, locks, whatever. He played Love is really my game.
Oh my gosh.
Those two.
Oh my gosh.
I never seen. Anthony used to leap 6 feet off the ground into like
a straight out Russian.
in the air.
In the air.
So
You know who
Arrow
else does that?
did.
And Poncho can do it. Both of them. I've seen that. I saw Poncho do it at Deliverance. And I saw Peter do it at Deliverance for Winning Movies.
Peter is bad.
Peter is amazing.
He's a part of that UK, those jazz dancers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video clip of him somewhere on YouTube. And at that time, I met him in '89. And his spats, he cut up. Oh, yeah. He was bad. That boy, and I think he hasn't really unleashed all of it. No,
no, you know what? And that's the thing. That's what makes me upset about
see it in him.
Not having a real dance floor because the dancers are inhibited. You have to watch his face. You have to watch the people walking through with drinks. You got to watch all of this stuff.
But you got to stretch out. But you gotta remember, there were spaces in the club that was relegated to just a dance.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying.
We danced. People who would dance. I said, I was all right. I'm not the best. I'm not great. I was all right, but I had both my knees and my feet. People were relegated to the outskirts of the club, either on the stage, over here, on the side by the exit, or that back by the bars. That was it until I guess we call them commercial people were home around 3 or 4 or 5, and then the music would change, and it get real. Tony would go real dark and classic. Just kill it, lay us out to 8, 9, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and he'd be around us too. But the first DJ Hickey was bad. He was the first DJ we was following. I know I was back in '79, going to the docks. He was that boy. He was bad. Wow. Awesome DJ. Yeah, Docs was amazing. That's my first met Camacho. It's pink downstairs. Going to Docs upstairs on Broad Street where the Petco is now. It used to be upstairs right there. That was wow. 79. Yeah, and Mark Ford Disco and Gold Production kind of trained us teenagers back in the late 70s for going to the next level. Mark Ford Disco was bad. And Gold Production. Which was parties at King College and the Ebony Manor at Cornet. They sort of training us teenagers. You know.
Did you see this evolution of house?
Yes,
coming?
I did.
No, I'm saying like as it was coming.
Yeah,
did you see it? Like, what did you imagine it in advance? It makes a question that I'm asking.
What do you mean?
Like, did you foresee that this is what house in this area would evolve into, or devolve into?
I saw the birth of it. I saw it come from Chicago via, Tony and at Zanzibar and Larry Patterson. Mostly Tony really gave it to his heart. And I saw it evolve that way. By that time, it just exploded throughout the media. It was all over the place.
What do you think is going to be next? Or do you think it's going to change drastically?
I don't know. I have no idea. Have a wait and see.
What would you like it to be?
Diverse.
When you say diverse, are you talking about the type of diversity you used to have?
Yes.
And so more
just different sounds, different tempos, different grooves. I mean, we always dance to rock, right? It's to play rock in the Zanzibar. And Love is a Battlefield was a big Zanzibar record, man. Listen. Love is a Battlefield, Rock Lobster by the Beef Tube. Yeah. What else did you play? Oh man. Cannonball by Supertramp. They did a dance record. Those rock records that had that funk, they was digging. Those DJs was digging for us. And playing them, and we responded like, yeah, that's hot. Yeah, dudes, diverse. They played Larry. I remember Larry the Man playing Love's the Battlefield in the garage. I was. Yeah.
But was it only because I didn't go to the garage. I mean, like,
and for people who think I wasn't there, I had my membership. I still have my. No, I won't actually. I have the card with my membership number on there.
Oh wow.
And this guy said, "Oh, you need to visit the garage." I said, "I did." I had all the pin me ups. I got one left. So yeah, this was the mail members. They used to mail all the members pin me. You pin up what was going on next each month, like a calendar.
Okay.
And I remember when Dave Morales played there. It was Dave Morales playing at the garage. That's the last one I had. I had all of them. I don't know what he got away from.
This is my last question. What are you going to do with all of your records, memorabilia, all of the things that you have collected? Well, all of you still have memorabilia. You still have all the flyers. You have.
I had flyers like those early flyers from like the 70s to like the early 80s. They got. Because I was coming out of the garage one morning, and on the subway platform on the back there was Dinosaur L, January some 1982, and it was like a little piece of paper. Form the Dinosaur L made go bang at you. That was a very underground record in case we had that out too. Then two-step off. Like, why are you two-stepping off of Go Bang? Like, really? Anyway, I grabbed it. I knew instinctively back then that this is gonna be something that I'm gonna keep for like, and I gave it to my big brother. He has it. I'm gonna make a copy of it, and he framed it. It's on his brother.
I'm sorry, I lied. I got one more question. So the question I had earlier, and it slipped my mind. And because this is something that I often think of when I'm around my family. Because my family, like, they see me do this type of work, but they don't know what this type of work really is. Right? Like doing parties and all of the people that I meet and everything like that.
Can I say this week? Shout out to Humble Beginnings.
Oh, big up.
Humble,
and you better be there.
Family.
The second Saturday of every month, 30 Days Black.
Yes. Those are my people. We are a family, a community. Creating a party from scratch every month, it's not easy. But it's a labor of love, and we've been doing it for 13 years, 13 years, and 160 parties, 190 for 200 parties, until they say no more.
30 Maple Avenue, my player, every second Saturday, $20, all you can eat and drink. It's the place that you want to be on a Saturday if you like underground house.
The Big Brothers,
yes, Dre, man, and Snooker. Dudes, they fizzle in the kitchen by Nene and Kendall and Deidre. And the guys, Eric and Dilly and everything. But you know who you are. Put your foot in that chicken boy. So,
Eric?
Yeah, he do his thing. Do the people around you who don't travel in the same circles, the musical circles that you travel, but are still, vital in your life, do they know? I don't know how else to have people like, do they know how big a deal you are?
I don't think so. Don't nobody.
See, you think that?
I am no, and I really don't.
I know you don't.
I have no desire to be whatever. It's something that I love to do.
It's not an outward portrayal.
I'm nobody. I like music and collect records and I'm not even nobody.
Whatever. Just by virtue of your experiences, you have put together enough experiences in your life to guard a certain level of respect in the community. That's this period. That's a fact. With that being said, do the people in your life, again, who don't travel in the same circles like your family or people at work, they have no idea.
I tell them a little bit because they're in the house, but I don't know.
So they really have no idea who they're working with.
They ain't working with anything to get out of here. It's just being of service to help people reach their dream. We help them go to the next level. Or, you know, that's what I was always trying to help the underdog, trying to, you know, get people out there. Let's, you know, it's all about being a service. I like the fact that when I was doing records, I mean, you know, get them out there. Because a lot of those records, people were overlooking or they weren't even talking about. So that was my sense. That was driving force for me. You know, help people. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. I thank you so very much, Mr. Flowers, for allowing me to hijack you today.
Boy.
Just a little bit.
Another one of these.
It wasn't that painful.
You got 15 more minutes.
I do.
How many now?
15.
To make it how long?
9:30.
To make it 2.
From 7:32.
Okay. All right.
So we got 15 more minutes. What do you want to talk?
I want to talk about community stuff. Not house community stuff. Like community, not real community. Like like the community at large.
Okay.
Like we were driving through, and you see this community change over the course of a lot of years.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is that we can do in this? Because the reason I ask this is because this is a community-based radio station. Earlier today, the North, it's NCST, which is housed here, which is like the North Community Safety Team, something like that. If I have the acronym.
North Community Street Team.
Street Team, thank you. The North Community Street Team is housed here in the building. If you watched last week's episode of RPB, you'll see Rashawn, who is one of the members of the North Community Street Team. And what they do is they're trying to find different pathways to keep the kids safe, to keep people safe in the community. They're out there physically to be a presence. And that was part of the reason why I asked the question earlier. Like, if you could, being an educator, if there's a way for you to incorporate music to teach kids, but it wasn't just to incorporate it into them learning English, but to foster a sense of community. More so like when you came in here and you saw the space that's right over there, like the gymnasium space. And immediately your mind went to work on what you can do in that space.
Yeah.
Which is what everybody does when they come in here. Like anybody who has a passion for community, who wants to do things not just for themselves, but for anybody, but for other people.
Right.
When you see a space like that, the first thing your mind goes to is, what can I do in it for everybody? Because it's big enough to house everybody. So if there was a way for you to take house music to get violence off the street, to bring a message of hope to the community, to change the face of the city of North, what are some of the things that you would use music? What are some of the ways rather that you would use music to do that?
I would tap into what's already there in terms of the kids who like that type of Jersey club, because it is an offshoot of house music, and they have a lot of energy. Obviously, you see those kids.
I love like
it reminds
Little Man, big up to
yeah, it reminds me of back in '79 when I was going to and being hot and everybody having so much energy. Using that as a foundation first, how we can get them not just to incorporate what we do and not force it on them, but spoon feed it to them. Be involved, involve them, in what we do, or just being curious and reaching out to them, and so we can bridge the age gap. Because someone has to open the torch, has to be passed to people. Because we all were, everybody was young in the club 40, 50 years ago. Everybody was in their 20s. So that energy was like this.
Right.
It's not like that, man.
That's why I have to step in the baby powder like that.
They did that back in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you're gonna put some powder down. Get yourself together. Do something.
Put together a community house event. Community house.
There's so many. Yeah, there's so many people who are doing community-based house. I mean,
they are, but
the outreach is
there's no kid involved, elementary level, and that's the part that I'm trying to get to.
I think if we start with them, that audience, and pull them in some kind of way.
Like, I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, but for those of you who are booking festivals on top of each other, why didn't any of y'all book a festival with DJ Little Man? So that he could bring all of the kids to the park for one whole day. So that you know that on a Saturday in July when it's 90 degrees, all the kids at Orange Park. Why not do that?
And they have these dance contests, you know,
They give the kids little prizes and stuff.
and then, you know, break down the history to them, where that music came from, and how it's tied to the beat, to your mother's music.
Right.
You know,
I thought you run the whole gamut. You start with their DJ, and then you bring it on up, and then you go on back and start again. Like, and keep it in waves, because you know kids got short attention.
and then you have to design the program
Right.
where it keeps your attention. Exactly. It's savvy and smart pace. However, also involve once you get their attention and this program is going, now we can introduce, you know, how can we bring them into the STEM? You know, who are our mascots? How can we bring their math and science up so they can compete with these Indian kids who have these high tech jobs? You know, how can we are not competing with that group, those group who are make up 95% of those tech jobs. You know, they even taking the job away from the white folks who are up and on because they lose their job because they have to train them, and their parents, train these kids from very young kids, math, science. So we need to use the house music. How that can be like inroad to that STEM sort of program, speak of the hour, and if not STEM, what else are you interested in? Maybe we can, are you in law? Are you in whatever? You like to cook? Like what is it that you like to do besides we can like this that house music can be an inroad, but we can spread that out. STEM, find out what they would like, really, right, and come at them with love. Because these kids' music is the way to get it, for sure. Yeah, sure.
Y'all always thought of, math is the language of the universe, and music is the way that music is the way that math speaks. Because music is nothing but math. Right. So when you have the different types of music and nothing but the different dialects of the universe speaking, right, to the different cultures to the different cultures, that's why they're different types.
You may have some young engineers, studio engineers,
who can be able to
produce. Let's groom them. Like, that's another way to bring them in. We can be a resource or a leader or a tutor, a mentor, or whatever you want to call it to them. We can get them and I'm sure their grade levels the scores go up, they'll be off the streets, they'll be focused, because when he took away the summer programs, the work programs, Reagan, he took the whole, they stopped, I remember that year too, all them, you as a 17-year-old, you were able to get a job in the summer.
Yeah. As a 14-year-old.
Yes. The CETA program, he cut all that, and just, it's great.
It is. And we have to begin to realize that kids need direction all the time.
Yes.
Which means that you need consistency with them. And you have to have something that's engaging. Right. For them. It's not just for you, but for them.
They need to feel safe because we don't know what's going on. So we need to make sure that this, food, shelter, clothing, the basic needs are met. We don't know what's going on. No. And in order to get through, we have to make sure that, there's some support. We'll get those basic needs done. Prove to them that we want to support you. We love you, we want to support you. We want to see you succeed. And we're going to do what we can to help you get to the next level. You are.
We need more of that. Here, like I said, today was the NCST meeting. But there were a lot of people here who were first of all, they're community advocates and from different agencies. We had people here from welfare. We had people here from Newark Police. We had people here from the mayor's office. We had, of course, NCSD. There were Black Israelites who came earlier today because they do a mentoring program, not just a mentoring program, but they do a program where they go out and talk to the gang members on the streets. Like, listen, what you're doing is that you're into the neighborhood. You know, we're gonna be out here, we need y'all to calm down, so we're gonna be talking to them too. Like different things like that. There, and my co-host Joy earlier said something to me today when we were at Marion P. What is it? Marion P. Thomas. Marion P. Thomas Church School in North. She said a lot of people have given up on the city. A lot of people think that nobody cares about them. A lot of people don't know that there's so many things in place right now. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get to you. Like, there are different pockets of people all over the city planning things to keep the city safe, to keep the kids safe, to get activities for the kids, to make sure the kids have enough to eat, to make sure they have clothes. There's little pockets of people. It's just everybody has it connected together to make sure that there's a big band around the city.
Isn't that what they got from West Side? The person from West Side?
That's one. Yeah, he's one of the things. He did the program with the washing machines and the night basketball and over $8.5 million. Yeah. Yeah, we need more. We need more of that. Of both things, we need more of the people instituting the programs, and then we need more of the people with money supporting the program. Right. Because we can't get mad at people with money for not giving their money if we're not doing something worthwhile for them to get their money too. I'm not just gonna throw my money at Pookie the crackhead because he got a little rah-rah on his arm and he hold it on to him all day. We're not doing that. Construct a program where you can reach out to a bunch of kids and affect change in their lives, and then you will attract the attention of people who say, I support what you're doing. Here's how I can support you. I can't be there physically, but I can give you this to get you on your way. I can give you these materials. I can give you these contacts. My name will open this door. That's the thing.
Stop the competition of the actual people who have the nonprofit organizations to do it. There's competition in that. They have.
But do you know that that's a lot of.
They have us competing.
That's what it is the everybody thinks that there's a little piece of pie that we all got to fight over. Mm-hmm. There's more pie. You just have to find out where the rest of the pie is. That's the other thing that I found out today. Like, there's not just today, but over the past couple of weeks, this information just keeps coming to me. I don't know why, but I'm just sharing it with you. A lot of grants and things available to start, to begin, to pilot programs in the city.
I heard that from a woman.
That you can get money. If you have an idea, you're like, oh, I think this could work. I just need a little bit of startup money, you need to start coming to the community meetings. Today is July 9th. If you've seen this video any other time, today is July 9th. 2 weeks from today, there will be another community meeting at 400 Hawthorne Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. 2 weeks after that, it's every 2 weeks. So today is July 9th. There will be another one 2 weeks from today. It's at 10 a.m. If you get here before 10 a.m., there's a raffle that you automatically are entered into. They raffle off different things at the end of the meeting. But there are community people here. If there were women here who will form coalitions about violence in the community, who have lost sons, grandsons, nieces, nephews, daughters, whomever. There were people, mothers against guns, I think, or something like that, a firearm or something, where they're beginning an initiative where their kids, if your kids are going to their friend's house, you don't know if that person has firearms in their house. Not just that, do they store them safely? Do they keep them loaded? Do they keep them within the reach of children? Do they have a license to have it in the home? Do they have a license to carry? Like, they start asking these types of questions. I didn't get there to hear everybody's story, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. So these types of forums and things are happening all over the city of Newark. Mayor Ras Baraka, my hat is off to you, because we hear complaints all the time, and I'm beginning to hear solutions. So when I hear solutions, I have to give credit where credit is due. So my hat is off to you, sir, for all of the things that you have going on all over the city that are beginning to help. They're actually beginning to help. People are actually beginning to feel hope. People are actually beginning to see some light. People are actually beginning to feel confident walking outside and feeling like it's their community. There are people who are jumping out going, you know what, it's my community too, I'm gonna come and help you. So again, 10 a.m. every 2 weeks today is July 9th, so I don't know what 2 weeks from today is, do the math, it'll be 2 weeks from today, and you can come 10 a.m. and be in, but if you're here before 10, you'll be entered into the raffle, or whatever it is, you'll get to meet the NCST team, and find out what it is they're doing, who they're connected with, and find out how you can help, because also if you need a job, they're hired. How about that? And it's not, I don't think it's full-time yet, but this is one of those programs that's evolving. So you don't know what it can evolve into. I'm not gonna talk about it no more. Y'all come back and watch the last day's video. So if you take music, what I was saying all that to say, if you take music and you give it to the children, you can begin to build programs around music. It's not just the industry, for little kids too. You can begin to use it in a lot of ways. Yes. I think it was a big mistake to take arts out of the school. That's why you have so many guns and stuff in the school. That's why you have so much violence in the school. If I could listen to Beyonce putting the ring on it in my ear, maybe I'm not gonna pull the gun or the knife out, or be so angry or so frustrated, or in a position where my mind is like this.
And we are creative people. We need to express that. And to stifle that creativity or stifle the resources or the means to express that is detrimental.
That's when you begin to believe theories like it's designed, when people say it's designed for us to fail, it's designed to keep us down, things like that. Because their studies show, once you take away all of those things that are created, people's anxiety builds up, especially when they're stacked on top of each other. They have less than they need. So they're living in lack, and then you add trauma on top of it, generational trauma on top of it, and then you add just whatever else.
And to piggyback off of that, Zanzibar kept a lot of people off the street.
Say that.
There's people that I spoke to.
Say that. That's the other reason why we need
that club was their sanctuary. Like it really, filled a void, that they having issues with their parents or whatever, they can come down to, or it just was a place where they could be free, and kept them off the streets and listen to music and dance. No, kids, listen, I mean, there was some little fights here and there, but that security staff was so on it, they was any and everything, but it kept a lot of people, off the streets and involved. Then what better way to release tension is to dance?
I know that's right. That's the reason I still go out now, is because I can't think of a better way now. I leave everything on the dance floor. It's either that or the walking track in the park, but it can't stay with me. I gotta get that off me. I just want to get y'all the exact date for Humble Beginnings. While we're here, it is July 13th. That is a Saturday, and this particular Humble Beginnings is in loving memory of William Richard Somerville. We're gonna have we have special guest DJ Amir. Y'all do not want to miss this. This is his third time coming? This is his third time coming. You do not want to miss this. Celebration of life for Riddy, Rashida, Isaiah, Jerome, Anthony, and Michelle. Of course, it's out by DJ Hutch, and I am your host, DBS Abad. 30 Maple Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey. Kris gonna be there. This is gonna be the party. Now listen, we gonna be real tight that day because I didn't make this announcement, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have to examine that with a therapist. But I did make this announcement earlier, but the 13th, we will be in Warrenacre Park, because I will be hosting Warrenacre Park this year, both days, the 13th and the 14th. But the 13th, I'm still coming to Humble. I don't care how tired I am. I'm coming to Humble, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go back to the park in the morning. And that's just how I'm rolling. So if you think you can hang with me, I did. I'm gonna be out there by at least 12 o'clock. We're gonna stay there until about 8 o'clock. I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna take a shower, change my clothes, I'm going to Humble. I'm going to Humble, I'm gonna stay there until I need to party over lit up in the morning again. I'm gonna go back out to Warrenacre Park. That's gonna be what it is. You think you can hang with me, I did. So, again, I want to thank Mr. Kris Flowers for coming through and hanging with us today. Much love and appreciation to him. The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is we'll have you.
surprise interviews I had no idea.
Chris thought he was just coming to look at the studio, and that's really what. Okay, let me tell y'all what happened. So we came by yesterday, right, to look at the studio, and I saw the gate was down. I forgot I had the key because it's still new in my head that I had the key to get in here. So we drove by. I was like, yeah, that's it right there, but they just posted it, and I completely forgot the key was right in my bag. So I was like, well, we'll come back tomorrow. So Chris was like, all right, pick me up later. We'll go swing by. And I was like, oh yeah, the show is tomorrow. So yeah, I'll pick you up and we'll just do that. But depending on what time you come, like I can record something and we can either play it later because I'm not sure what I'm doing, or whatever, but that's what happened. And so Chris is seeing people there too, and I'm really happy. One more time for Mr. Chris Flowers. Flowers in the Attic, ThinkSoul's, Club Shelton, NYC Press, Club Zanzibar, Tony Records, Yellow Orange, Humble Beginnings, and much love and appreciation, my brother. I thank you again for coming through. The history of house music always intrigued me. A lot of people have it convoluted, and like you say, I like Jersey to get its due. But the other thing I also want to say is when you guys are out and about and they bring artists to the stage, it may not be your cup of tea, but be respectful and at least know that this is something that somebody didn't have to do, and you may not appreciate it in the moment, but you'll get it later. Like, just sit there and pay attention. Somebody's trying to teach you something. When you see parties where there's an artist and they brought the artist, go support that party because it took a lot to bring that person there. You don't know what was in that person's rider. They could be on some real funky stuff. Like, I need chocolate, just only brown M&Ms with all the M's scraped off in my dressing room in a circle on the bed.
And one thing I want to say that I didn't mention, DJ, who also was very influential in Jersey. He was a T. Scott.
T. Scott, yes, definitely. Big up.
T. Scott was awesome. He was another pioneering DJ that played that scene. Played that to better days when you were in the Cheetah Club and Pass and laid it out for us.
Nice.
Laid it out for us. It was down.
So, if there's anything else I want you to take away from this video before I go, it is think a little bit more globally than house music. If you're thinking about the fact that we don't have dance floors, we don't have clubs, we don't have these types of venues anymore because we think that we can be the only ones there and nobody sees how we can do a whole club with just house music because it's not that lucrative anymore. But when you think beyond just house music, like Kris was saying, the clubs used to have reggae on the top floor. So we don't care if there's some reggae kids up there whining and grinding, we ain't going up there. We're gonna stay down here with this gold baby powder and when I bottle of
to be quite frank, Larry Levan played reggae at the garage.
Most of the DJs that y'all idolize played a lot of the music that y'all don't listen to.
Yeah, that's how I learned a lot of reggae from.
That's the funny part.
Listening to, Mirage played dance hall at the Zanzibar when he played. When he played. So
they used to play.
It was they sure did.
And that's when I first started playing Latifah in the Zanzibar.
Yeah.
So y'all need to be a little bit more open-minded. Let the kids come to the party a little bit. Especially if it's a party where y'all ain't serving liquor. Let the kids come in. Let them dance a little bit. Show them a little something. Show them that you in your 50s, 60s and stuff, and you can still move a little something.
And not to as well. But you know what too? The music of that era and the whole world was dancing. That was the thing to do. So everybody was working all week, buying outfits for the weekend. It was in the music. Get down Friday night.
Yes.
Live it up on a Friday night. Saturday night. Be going out to dinner. Let's go out tonight. That was the thing to do. It was in the commercials. It was in soap operas. It was on the radio. It was everywhere. It was just crazy. And that was the culture. It's not like that now. That whole brainwashing of people going out on the weekends is not in the music anymore. It's not a part of the culture. That's not what these kids know. They don't know to go out on a Friday night and dance.
Yeah.
You don't go hang out. Yes, that's what we did. It was a ritual for everybody. And you can club hop. Downtown New York was a buzz.
Yeah.
from
Friday.
from where Sensation was all the way down to Zanzibar, because it was clubs all over, even going back to the 50s and 40s. Newark was like a little Harlem. All the jazz venues, all the record label, Savoy Records was in Newark. That big gospel record label with who the legendary gospel artist was on that label, Savoy here, and they moved to Elizabeth. That was here first in Newark. Wow. There was a book called Swing City. That was one of those. It was detailing from the 1920 early 20th century to maybe the 1960s here in Newark. It's called Swing City. Yeah, it's really good. We had no idea how the entertainment here was so pervasive here in Newark. Yes. And it continued on, and I'm glad that I experienced a revitalization of that in the mid-80s with all those records. Keisha Jenkins, Jomanda, Kenny Bogan, Eddie Stockley, Earl Robinson, Jasmina,
I love you, Jasmine.
so many. Oh, got Ruby, Kason, who else? So many artists I can think of out of Jersey. That Shravani.
Oh my gosh, Shravani, I'm waiting on you to tell me.
God, it's so many Blades.
Yeah.
All the what's my girl? These all the James Bratton stuff. Kim Beecham, she's not in Norwood. Yeah. Kim Beecham, she might be out. Kim Beecham, all the Red was a jury. James Bratton, he really was a key figure in developing the female vocal. All the Kelly Charles, Sybil, all those records on Next Plateau. That's over here on this wall. Yeah. Those are Jersey productions. All the Kerry Chandler early stuff. Super Love, Jovan, Running, that's Jersey inspired. He's from Brooklyn. It's still Jersey inspired because he was a part of that. Yeah. So we have a very rich history. And in 1992, the top 5 records underground that went commercial on the charts was from Jersey. 5 of the top 5 records said Sandy B. Keep on Singing was a big record. Signed to Mercury. That's a major label, Polygram. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were holding it down. We were holding, and that history needs to be told. BOP, Paul and Shank.
Maybe I should start doing parts of it at the festivals. You don't have to turn the music off to do it. You can have it right over the music. What? Some of the history. Or you can bring footage.
Some of those people.
Or the jumbotrons too, with the footage people can put together. We'll do it.
We need to bring some of those people here.
We do, because they're still around.
That, of course.
Like, oh my gosh.
We would love to sit here and talk to Paul Scott.
When Kevin or Nona Hendricks was the just read just with the year before they closed. Within the year before they closed. Nona Hendricks.
Let me tell you, she turned the Zanzibar out.
She still turns stuff out.
With that transformation song.
Yes.
What?
Even now, like, what she 70 something or something now? She came in there with her entourage and her camaraderie. She had that whole outfit. That's what I'm saying. And that's the other thing. The one thing that I will say to the artists, y'all know I'm y'all advocate like forever. But when you come, bring a show. Don't just come up and sing. Stop that bullshit. Like, that's why nobody want to come to see y'all, because it's not a show. Y'all come up there and y'all sing, and y'all got talent, and that's cute. A lot of people got talent though. I can go to any church in Newark and throw a rock and hit 10 fat heifers who can bust you out in the middle of the alto section. That's nothing. What I'm talking about is having enough creativity in your spirit to say that these people deserve a little bit more, so that when they come, they know that they came to something. It's not just, I'm standing here and I'm singing and I can sing and I can, it's not just that. There's a whole bunch of there's girls that standing in front of you that can do that. I was at a show, I was hosting a show. The girl, the woman who was performing, I ain't gonna say, I don't do that. Right. The woman who was performing went to the audience because she had a cold, so she was like letting the audience fill in. The second girl that she went to in the audience blew the bricks off her. She had to take the mic back. Ooh. It was that fierce. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people got talent. Show more than your talent. Show your creativity. Show that you deserve the spot that somebody is giving you. Don't just walk out there with a microphone no more. If you watch this show and I see you walk out there with a microphone, don't be surprised.
And also too, who impacted the Jersey Sound, Kyle Smith.
Really? I don't know. Don't look at it like that. No, I feel like
Kyle Smith.
Play with you.
He was responsible for Little Girl.
Oh wow.
Kyle Sangsbury. Responsible for Follow Me.
Oh, we got to stop. Yes.
He made a lot of. He brought he put the hip hop running his house. I think that's what he wanted. Kyle was raw and he had a sound. His sound they created on those records. So
the last time I saw Viola perform, it was in Jersey City at the SMB event in Jersey City on the pier. And she brought a hip hop artist to perform with her. And they had written a part for the middle of that song. It was amazing. Innovation. That's what we're talking about. But we got to get out of here. We have passed our time. But Kris will come back because Because we need some more information this time. We'll kind of hijacked it today. I thought you obviously did. But it's been a pleasure. I thank you so much. You know, you my dude for life. Second man to ever put me down on the MCing gig. And I just hope that I did.
You did awesome.
I hope I did. That's all I can
I was very taken by your the way you spoke.
Thank you.
Your command of the English language. And I thought that your tonality and your presence will be a good fit.
Do you remember when I had on that first time I was
there? You have so many, the man of many looks. Yes. Yeah.
For those of you who only met me in the past 10 years, y'all missed a lot.
He came in with this 50-foot rack, these dark glasses, and but it was needed. That was needed. You know
That's what we did, and it wasn't a lot. It was just a little something that something to throw on to go to the club because I'm hosting. That's all. And what? It's those little things. Thank you. It's those little things that'll take you from down here to a little bit higher. Like just a little bit more creativity. Don't take off that extra piece of jewelry. Throw another jacket on it. Walk out the house. But again, thank you for everything. For everything. We about to get out of here.
People still listen to this?
Listen, yeah, we gonna edit it and put it right back out there again. We gonna rebroadcast it a little bit later. So yeah, if you didn't catch it the first time, you're gonna catch it. That's what we do. Well, once again, my name is F.I.D.A. This is Mr. Kris Flowers. Shout out to Tanya Champagne and the seat over there on the end. Miss Maya. So we're about to get out of here. Once again, Mia. I got Mia's, Maya's, Kia's, Kaya's, Nia's, and Naya's all around me. Please. Yeah, you're gonna be baby from now on then. But July 13th, don't forget, Humble Beginnings, 30 Maple Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. And if you need to dance a little bit before that, come on out to Warnaco Park. We got 2 days of fun planned for you. Magic Productions, that's his thing every year. If you have been to any bang out anywhere, you already know what's about to go down. So mark your calendars, get your chair, get your cooler, get everything, and call your girlfriend and be at the park because I'm gonna be there in a whole new different capacity. We're gonna have some fun, all right? My name is F.I.D.A. This is RPB. This is Mr. Kris Flowers. We are in the champagne room. We are out of here. So.
It's over.
Can I stop this?
Yeah.
You are cool.
All day, right?
Oh boy.